amazing in our opinion, at least in this region. Is there certain circumstances where you think Lelouch just pops off? Or, whoa! Look at this, John.
Oh, that is a great
dive in. It's a roller coaster.
Oh, it is. Right into. It does feel like Polaris can look for some early kills. Whether or not they have the space to get those rotations out is a different question.
Look at Xavier's John bot lane. He's copping a lot of damage here from Skem with that overpower. One more hit might do it, but they're going to leave him be. Leave him on low HP. This higher John is just so dangerous. And top lane as well, Tim's almost dropping himself on the Monkey King. Already so much action happening across the map. And John, while we're here, top lane, Mavis and Natsumi against FBZ and Tim's. How are we feeling about this matchup? In fact, oh, pot lane. Oh, they've got him. Skem. He'll get it eventually. With the homing missile setup, Skem is unable to finish the job off. So you've got to save John this mid tiny. So far, has had a great time.
Yeah, really strong start for Lelouch, huh?
Sorry, John, the action's not stopping because Skem, he is about to get out. Xavier's, however, not so lucky. Jackie will chase him down. One more hit will do it, though. He's trying to abuse that fog, and he's actually gotten away. Very nice from both supports down to the spot side.
Just managing to get out in the nick of time. You're still not stopping Jackie from farming, though, although.
Yeah, Lelouch. Sorry, John, we can't let you talk. Your Page is going to in a row this series. Is this the new hero we see spammed out here for Jackie?
It's an option. I feel like it's not necessarily the hero they always go for, like the IO. It feels like is the only way they get the Gyrocopter online, as we used to see again. Boom with Palas, the only time they take Gyrocopters with the IO. So I think if you ban out the IO, it's going to force different heroes out from Jackie. But if you leave the IO, then Gyrocopter comes in, because why not? Free attack speed, Chrysalis Rush, relocate into fights, good magic damage. It has everything you want for every point of the game.
Xavius. Missile going to be thrown out, but he's going to be just fine. Instead, they want the stacks to be taken, and they're going to take all of them. Lelouch, he does move his way in, but he could be in danger. Yapoi, or rather Yapage, he does have that Dream Coil and does commit it. In they go, but who do they want? They want Mavis first on the Bane to make sure there's no shenanigans. They will... And
kind of run and gun while your Terrorblade's farming up, and it's just not coming out fast enough. It's still early in the game, though, although...
Page mid lane in danger as the silence does land, but he does still orb away. Bottom lane, Force also in quite a bit of trouble as Jackie again. Going to be able to take the kill on the gyro. No problems here.
This kind of draft really excels. And it's all hinging on those blink timing. So maybe for a couple more minutes, we're not going to see that aggression out. You are close to Lelouch's blink, 300 gold away. Force still a long ways off. And speaking of Force...
Yeah, Force. Very, very rough times here, though. A nice nightmare to juke out some damage, but it just doesn't matter. This is your Sand King, John, that you're going to be relying on to initiate every fight. You know, he's not even going for anything before the Blink Dagger. He's just going straight Blink Rush, and well, you can't quite blame him. That is going to mean he's basically a walking Blink Stun, and he's probably going to melt pretty fast in every team fight.
Yep.
4.5k. They're going to try and make something happen. With the Avalanche Toss combo, they'll smoke up as 4. Into the mid lane they go, and the line has been drawn up towards that mid tier 1 tower. Problem is, nobody is really around. Like, in fact, you're going to have a counter smoke again from Boom Esports. They'll run right into each other, perhaps, as FBZ should be able to break one smoke, and does on Mavis. Both sides know exactly where they are. Force will jump in with the blink and Burrow Strike into the Avalanche Toss. It's a lot of damage. FBZ already gone, but they got a Dream Call off and they might try to turn Yapage in. A 2-man Balance Strike, and when the relocate out, they've got so much damage coming in from Jackie. It's already 2 gone, and Lelouch, he can try to run. He might even make it, in fact, with a great toss back and the relocate out.
To cut off Polaris from getting that opening, they might be able to catch out Jackie and Skem, though.
Lelouch gonna try as the Fiend's Grip is there, but the problem is Skem is just freely able to tether and regen up, so no damage is flying out. Jackie's alive, still they keep going, but the IO is just freely doing whatever the hell he wants. And you saw the confusion there from Lelouch, though he jumps in again, and this time he's got him. But it's gonna cost his own life. Can they find more here? Boom Esports, they'll go for a third. That'll be Xavier's to drop. Sure, you get the Gyrocopter, John, but you saw the confusion there for a moment. There was a moment's hesitation from Lelouch. Seeing Skem and Jackie together, you've got to decide who you want to burst. And generally speaking, Jackie is usually the wrong option if Skem is right by him.
Yeah, I mean, that was also Jackie playing really greedy, Mike. He had a BKB, never popped it to avoid avalanche toss at the end, so they do still manage to find that punishment down in the mid, though.
Yeah, Force. No space here for Force whatsoever.
He just tossed Force in the air for fun. You know, Lelouch is just letting loose again, as you know Polaris loves to mean, but it's hard to transition towards that big hitting core, and it doesn't feel like there's enough room with the TV as well as... Boom, do you go for a smoke play?
Yeah, Force, he should spot out the Monkey King, and Lelouch does move in with the toss out, but there's your Dream Coil. Soulbind, though, is out. Xavier's going to try and turn with his team, but who's really winning? Well, Natsumi, he's about to drop. He does get the Sunder off, but doesn't really matter. It doesn't. And Mavis, he was holding the Fiend's Grip the whole time, but it does nothing. And still Yopaj is jumping around this team fight. Uncontested. Lelouch, at least he does TP out in time, and Force, he's going to move back in onto the gyrocopter, but do they actually have enough damage? It seems like they just may, but no. The stick charges that are in time. Force will go down. They will not get the gyrocopter, and they will lose 3 in total.
To get focused on while the rest of Polaris get melted down by the gyrocopter. And now an opening for Boom. They have Exorcism. They're going to go Roshan first rush of the game. Polaris do have ways of jumping in with the double blinks, but they've got to make it fast.
Still a jump in on Tims. At least you can take down this Monkey King and remove that scout potential. Though Tims has already gotten the information necessary, and Boom Esports have not backed off. They will continue Roshing. And in the end, Polaris, I mean, you get the Monkey King, but they're not even going to try and contest the Roshan. They just don't feel confident enough to move in. And I think that's fair. Again, this is an area where Polaris, they do have a bit of vision to play with. Is it enough to actually take down Boom? I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, Jackie just got the Ags up. Epicenter, Inkswell is there. They're going to try and aim down Skem. Get rid of this IO. Can they get it done, though? Skem's not dead yet. In fact, he'll survive. He'll tether back towards FBC, and now Force is in trouble again. He'll try for the TP with the Sandstorm, but the Dream Coil is there from Yopaj to hold him down. And guess what, John? Vision or not, they've gone Xavier's. I mean, it's a decent attempt, but even if they got Skem, what were they going to follow up with? That's kind of the question I have. I'm kind of left with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one. They weren't quite synchronized to have Lelouch jump in as well. I think it was important to get the tiny avalanche toss on top of the Sand King stuns. And they miss out in that burst window, and now that's just free reign for Jack to play up top. He has the Ag Scepter. He can just rip through the objectives with the Exo still running on FEZ as well.
Nice toss back, Mavis. He will have the Fiend Grip, but again, do you have the damage? A good Burrow Strike, maybe you do. Jackie, he's still got that Aegis up though. He might have to give it up, but never mind. Skem will not have it. We'll heal him up. The toss is going to be there. They get the Aegis down. Still Yopaj trying to go on to Tiny. We'll let him go. And Boom Esports. It seems like they do not want to continue. Not without the Exorcism and not without that second life. They'll accept what they get in the...
They are smoked up here, looking for some punishment. We'll see if they find someone.
And Natsumi's going to be with his team this time, John, and he's got the BKB up. I'm going to just go for a bit of a surprise reveal with that. In fact, Avalanche Toss is there, but Yopaj, he just picked up the Aeon Disc. They can't burst him down. Because he got the Arcane Rune away, and now with the Burrow Strike Epicenter again onto the puck. He's still fine with the phase shift. Still Natsumi going to move in with the Metamorphosis, trying to get some damage off, but he's going to TP. He knows the fight's not going their way. They're still going to end up losing. They keep finding Tim. Here we go again, John. Another smoke. So easy when you have a Monkey King to just give you the vision here for Boom Esports, and they'll scan out for the team. They're hoping for somebody to try and farm that mid wave, but oh, never mind. There's a scan out. They're going to find Mavis. Not the biggest kill, not the worst either, though. You would have much preferred Natsumi there, but you'll take what you can get. They will just continue controlling the map.
Keep shutting out farm sources for Polaris. Keep the wave shoved in as much as possible. Polaris are doing a good job up top to at least keep that top wave shoved out. So they've got an area to play with and some farm to find. Good scan out from the Dara side, don't they? You know, Jackie might be isolated here.
Yeah, Avalanche Toss is there. Jackie, he'll get the BKB off though. Burrow Strike is not there in time. Skem.
To that DPS of the Terrorblade now. And they're still open for high ground. Roshan 20 seconds. They could back off for that if they see the timing, but not much to stop Jack Boys here.
Certainly not. For high ground they go. Aegis or not. You've got Exorcism for the fight. Dream Coil up on 5 as well, so they're feeling very confident to try and take this one. POLARIS, maybe a nice toss back into the T4s could help delete Skem or Jacket. They're going to try now, but the BKB was too quick. And this Tiny, we're trying to abuse a Shadow Amulet, but it's not going to work out. They have at least 4 time for Natsumi to have the Eye of Skadi, John, but... Oh, bit of an awkward pause here, as FBC's claiming lag.
To use, and the difference is as well is that you're not able to really kite around the gyrocopter as much, and there's still a narrow window for players, so they've got to find that angle if they want to hold on. The buyback might be able to hold back Boom. There's still that Roche they could fall back to if they want. They're still slowly poking away with that exit here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
3 tower going, that's a great balance strike. Japoy, he'll jump in, but won't commit the coil. Warning shots again here onto POLARIS, just making sure they know what's about to happen, but a nice avalanche toss is there onto Jackie, into the Burrow Strike and the Fiend Trip, but the relocate might be out. Scam, he gets him out in time. Jackie will reset and look to fight once again as they continue taking that mid-racks, and now they've got Natsumi on the Terror Blade. He will survive a bit longer as FBZ, he's the one to go down. In fact, Tim's just about to drop himself, but they've got Mavis, they've got Xavius, they might have Lelouch, but they've got Jackie instead. POLARIS Esports, they are able to get a successful team fight their way. It was a messy one, John, and it cost them a few buybacks, but they get some kills going.
With a stun. It looked pretty good. It's just not well connected enough. That will give POLARIS some time. It might give them the opening towards Roche if they wanted to, but they don't have Metamorphosis on Natsumi, so that process might be a bit too slow.
They're trying to get the puck, but you punch again with that Aeon Disc. Such a smart item to build up. Oh, and he even takes the Invis room. Excellent. To break the smoke on that deep. Yeah, it does seem like a bait, John. They're ready. They're waiting for that banner to be taken. Skem now going to show himself. POLARIS Esports looking for a way in, but won't rush for it. They are very hesitant right now. So instead, Roshan will get started. Lelouch though, a nice toss back. He's got FBZ. He's got the Death Prophet. They've got the kill. No buyback available on FBZ. And that might just force them back. Can POLARIS go for Roshan now then? That's the big question.
And they've got Metamorphosis to do a lot of damage fast, but you still have the jump potential from Yopaj if you're not careful.
And you do. In fact, there he is, speaking of the devil. Bit of a cheeky take on out onto the TV. Bit of a zap.
Regeneration.
It's not going to be a free Roshan, that's for sure. Lelouch. Tried for the blink in, but wasn't quite within range. Yopaj again. He's so ballsy, this guy, but this time they've got the Nightmare into the Sunder. That'll proc the Aeon Disc. Not enough to kill off the puck.
And this is really awkward for POLARIS, Mike. Metamorphosis fades, so now they can't really go in for Roche, and they might not be able to counterfight well. All down to the Sand King and Tiny now to find the angle. They've stalled long enough for FBZ to be back up, and Jackie knows that all of those were expended. Like, Natsumi's not in position he can fight, so they can just go for Roshan themselves, and POLARIS are still in position to steal. Would force a round, but they've got to make it really quick, and it is a massive risk, and they'll just play it safe. Hold out for the high ground here.
The Aegis up. Shards up. You end up winning that next fight. And that fight is coming very soon because Boom have moved in. Lelouch getting up the blink in, but does not get the toss off. He's tossed the creep away, and with that, the Runaway toss is going to hold him down. And that's a Tiny Town without buyback.
Oh,
Natsumi, where is he?
Illusion.
He's got the MKB, John, but this is the last-ditch attempt for POLARIS.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Here we go. Dream Call's committed. He's got both supports there. Dagon out. Epicenter committed. They're just trying to do with FBZ, but Skem, he'll keep him alive. Barely going down. But now Natsumi, he's been left alone. They'll try to buy back in time, and they are there to allow him back to the fountain. But it's a 2v5 scenario, John. How do you defend this?
It's tough. You only have half time left in the Metamorphosis. You really need to find an angle with Sand King and the Tiny, and you're just not able to. And the side of Bloom realizes this. Just go for the tier 4. So they know they could try and end it right here, right now. No need for the Megas at all.
Yeah, screw the Mega Creeps. Get done my damn self, Boom, say. Tier 4 towers are there. Balance just to keep Natsumi away. There's your run of Atos. Your Page. He'll start with the magic damage. It won't matter though. They're on to the Ancient. GG's been called. Polaris, they were one game away from finding the victory above Boom Esports. But they just couldn't get it done. Still a great fight out from these guys. But Boom